Hey, this is Vu, and today I'm going to be talking about the importance of staying alive. And this is something that I think people at almost all levels tend to kind of take for granted. They forget just how important it is to stay alive. And there are two specific scenarios that I see almost on a game-by-game basis that I'm going to be going over here that are the main things that people screw up in terms of not trying to stay alive, and instead they try and do other things. Now, the three things I'm going to be going over here mainly are going to be map control, map pressure, which is similar to map control but a little bit different, and round control. Now, I'm going to mention round control here first. Round control is the idea that in a pug or in matchmaking, you want to be alive. As in, you want to be able to control the round yourself. When you're in a scrim or a match and you can rely on your teammates, round control stops meaning very much anymore. However, when you're in a pug or you're in matchmaking, generally you want to be in the mindset that you're trying to carry your team, and you never want to have to leave it up to your team in an even scenario to actually try and win rounds. I'm always nervous when I leave it in those scenarios. You want to keep that round control in your hands. Now, the first scenario I'm going to be talking about here in terms of importantly not dying is going to be a scenario where you push out long A here. You can do the same scenario in B tunnels. You can imagine the exact same thing. However, I'm going to use long A here because this is a little bit more common. So what a lot of people will do is they'll walk push out long A. Nobody's outside long A. They'll come towards top mid and they'll get a quick kill here on Cat. Now what a lot of people do, and this is a major mistake, is they'll wide peek out trying to clear all of mid. You don't need to do that. When these people wide peek, you're taking a huge risk. You're taking the risk that oftentimes someone will peek out from Cat and immediately frag you as you're in the middle of the open, or they'll peek you from mid or lower and maybe kill you in a straight up gunfight. When you get a kill, you put your team in a 5v4 here, you have both huge map control, huge map pressure, and the man advantage. By dying there, you give it all up. Now, the reason I say map pressure is that you pressure them into doing things by being so aggressively positioned. If they want to try and retake long, they have to waste time and resources and lose map control. They have to send multiple players there to try and retake that area. So if you don't die, they're pressured into going out middle or going up Cat or going B quickly before you can allow your team to stack towards one site or actually work with that map control. So you pressure them incredibly hard just by getting one kill, or even if you don't get a kill, just taking some shots, maybe you miss, taking some shots, letting them know you're there, making them scared, wasting a few nades and flashes or whatever, and then falling back and either going towards T-spawn and holding an angle, or just going right back into your site and kind of forgetting about your area for a little bit while you know they have to try and retake it. Now, the next bit I'm going to be going over here is going to be about soloing a site, and this is something a lot of people don't really understand. When you're soloing a site, your goal actually isn't to kill their whole team. Now, that's kind of a side effect of doing the correct goals, but your goal is to delay for your teammates and stop them from getting deep into a site and able to plant the bomb and get set up. Because the worst thing you can do from a good position is play a position like back plat, get one kill, and then immediately die and allow them to run in. Especially if you play a spot like this where you have even less control, because if you're in a 5-on-5 and you trade in B site when you're playing it solo and maybe your mid player is committed to mid on the left side of mid, you've basically lost your team the round. The round is already over because they're going to get set up in sight, they're going to get an easy bomb plant, they didn't even waste their nades getting into the bomb site. It's incredibly easy for them to go from there. What you want to be doing when you're holding a bomb site solo is possibly trying to find a spot where you can get one quick kill early on and get some control of the site from there. So you can get a spot like maybe this spot on the box here, where you're showing your head, you're going to be able to get one kill, fall back, and then delay, and just not die. You want to be trying to throw flashes and nades, and you're doing a few things here. You're delaying for your teammates, you're wasting their nades, and you're wasting their time. So what actually can happen is, because they're focused on you, maybe even in a spot like back plat where you just get that first kill and just throw some nades out instead of re-peeking, or you just try and make yourself really hard to hit instead of focusing on maybe fragging out or something like that, especially in scenarios where they threw a smoke to try and block you off. You can actually just be a bait for your teammates. Your teammate can come in window and they're going to be so focused on you that he can get some kills, and you're allowing those rotates to come in. The optimal scenario here when you're holding a bomb site solo is to get an entry frag, start throwing some nades and flashes, delay until your team collapses on them, and then frag out. That way you can get really, really solid site holds, and that way you don't risk your life in a scenario where if you die, you actually basically automatically put your team in a losing scenario for that round. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope this helped.